In today's video, I'll show you how you can find winning products with Helium10. I'll show you how you can use their black box and their Chrome extension, which is a step-by-step guide, so you can start using them on your own and you'll be able to find your winning products completely on your own and spot real opportunities instead of guessing what might sell. Alright, so first thing that we're gonna do is that we're gonna go and set up our account by going into the link in the description so that you'd be able to go here into this webpage of Helium10 where you can get their exclusive deals like 35% off for the first 6 months of your paid plan. You also get other deals such as 20% off your first 6 months by using our code or 10% off every month for life. This is a really good one, especially if you're planning on using Helium10 for a long amount of time, then this would save you a lot of money. So the code here is ecomsensei10, and then you should now be able to claim that once you use this at checkout. So now once you've decided on which deal you should get on this three, is that you want to click on their buttons. For example, you would want to get the 10% off every month for life, then you can click here on claim coupon. And now from here is that you can now create your account by proceeding with your Google account, or you could just manually provide your name, email, and then your password. And then after that, you want to click on continue. But as for this one, I'm just going to use my Google account for an easier process. And now once you are done filling in your account details, like in Google or manually adding it, you will now be proceeding here into the payment information. And as you can see, we now have our coupon code applied and we now get 10% off for ever discount. And from here is that you can also remove this if you'd want to use the other code if you'd want to. And you can apply it right here if you'd want. But yeah, you just need to provide your payment information right here, and you would want to click here on complete payment, and then you would now be able to purchase the plan with this discount or coupon code that you have used right here, and then you will now be proceeding into the dashboard. Alright, so now once you are done in the payment information process, you will now be prompted in here, so they will just ask you some starter questions. So which one best describes you? I'm just gonna go for I'm an individual seller. And then I'm trying to find products to sell. And then you can also connect to Amazon Seller Central. But as for this one, I'm just going to go and skip this by clicking on Remind Me Later. And then you can now upgrade to Platinum if you want to. But in my case, I don't want to right now since this is just a tutorial account. Right there. And now here we are on Helium10 dashboard. So let's wait for it to load. And here it is. So in here, we will now be able to explore the tools that we could use here in Helium10. So first thing that we'll be doing in here is to install the Chrome extension of Helium10. So you want to click here on install the Chrome extension because this is very useful when we will be skimming through the Amazon later on. So I'm just going to click here on add to Chrome. So you just basically want to make sure that you are using a browser that supports Chrome extension, like for example, Google Chrome itself. And now you just wait for it to be finished, to be installed into your extensions in your browser. As you can see right here, it's now here. And now from here, it says that we need to sign into our Helium10 account, but it is automatically signed in if we are already signed in here in the website. And we can now search a product on Amazon and click on the Chrome extension once you're in Amazon, but we'll be doing that later on. But yeah, I just wanted to set up the Chrome extension first, as it is a very handy feature here from Helium10. So now let's go back in here. And from here, we're just going to go into tools and we're just going to go into black box. So this is the most prominent feature here in Helium10, which is used for product research specifically on Amazon. So we'll be using this. So click on it. And now from here, we would have different ways on how we would want to do product research. We have a search for products, keywords, ABA top search terms, competitors, niche, product targeting, and elite analytics, depending on which one you would want. But as for this video, I recommend going for the products, the niche, and then the keywords right here. These are the three main options that I go for when I use the block box because I think they are very efficient. So first, let's go into the niche. So if you are already in a certain niche or you have an idea in mind on which niche you would want to compete in, then this is the perfect option for you. So in here, you would want to go here into the phrase. So what niche? So for example, you are in the cooking niche. So you want to go and type in cooking right here, just a word, not necessarily a phrase. So I think this is enough right there. So you'll be in the cooking niche, and then here in the category, you could also select the category right here if you'd want to. So something that is related in cooking. So you could go for appliances. That could also be great. And then you could also go for I'm gonna go for grocery and gourmet food, and home and kitchen. This one right here, and many more, and kitchen and dining especially right there. And I think I'm just gonna go and opt for appliances because I think this is hard to solve for me. So even though it's related, I'm just gonna opt out of that. I just want to be more specific so that we could narrow down our results. And also for the gourmet food and grocery, I think yeah, I'm just gonna opt out of this because I don't want to sell our grocery and food where there is an expiration. So I'm just gonna go for home and kitchen and kitchen and dining. So I think that is great. And once you're now all good with the categories, by the way, you could also just leave it blank if you don't want to, if you don't want to be as broad as possible. But in my case, I just want it very specific because I already know what I would want to sell, which is the home and kitchen and dining. Next is that you would want to go here into the parent level revenue. So as for this one, you could basically view the estimated revenue for all child ASINs, or the basically just the unique code for each product. That's the ASIN. And as for this one, I'm not gonna touch anything for that. And now next is ASIN revenue. So as for this one is this is for the past 30 days, as you can see right here, which is the estimated revenue for the product. So I'm just gonna go and type in 10,000. So they should have at least 10,000 revenue for the past 30 days. So I think this is a good starting point right here, just to filter out those products that are not really selling that well. And next is the price right here. So I'm gonna go for $20 minimum right here. So as you can see here in the price, this is the listed selling price, and then you could also go for the max if you don't want to. But in my case, I'll just go for at least 20. And then the review count right here. So as for this one, I would want it to have a minimum of 100 and then a maximum of 600. So the reason is that for 100, I would want it to have at least this amount of reviews. So that would mean that the results or products that I would be getting were actually tested already by at least 100 users, because there are 100 reviews. So of course there are more users than that, or buyers than that, that just didn't leave a review. And as for the 600 maximum review count, is that I set this one so that it would be beginner friendly and will not be competing against those people or brands that know what they are doing. So we're just going to keep it somewhere here so that we'll be able to have a chance at competing and not compete against some Goliaths or big brands. And next is that we have the review rating. So I'm just gonna go for the maximum for this one. So I'm gonna go for 4.5. Actually, it's great. So this is not a very high rating right here, and the reason for that is that I would want to get a good product, which is 4.5. It's actually a very good one, but not a very high. So that would mean that there is still room for improvement, and in that way, I could maximize that room for improvement to apply in my product, and that way I would have better chances on ranking or winning in this niche. And next is that you have the shipping size tier. So you can go for the small standard size, large bulky, large standard size, and so on. So as for this one, I'm just gonna be going for this three right here. I don't want to go for the extra large and above because that would be problematic for me, especially for just a beginner. I recommend that you just go for this one. And we are just in a cooking niche, so I don't think I would be needing this large of a shipping size tier unless I am selling a stove. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for this three. Next is that we have this advanced filters that you could also set some filter in. So you don't need to set every one of this, just the one that you think you need, like the sales year over year, sales to reviews, number of sellers, weight, and so on right there. So these advanced filters, you can actually use this to specifically dig deep into the product that you have in mind. Like for example, here in cooking, for example, I am specifically would want to sell a pan. So I could actually use this to dig deep or narrow down the pan products that is doing great, like in sales year over year, and like in the price change, sales to reviews, and so on. But since I am still finding that kind of cooking product that I would want to sell, I'm just gonna settle with this. So I'm gonna click here on search now, and let's see our results. It is now loading, and let's wait. So in here, we only have one product. So I think this is because we were too specific with our filter. So we're just going to refine that later on. And now in here, let's just view this product in case that this product actually has some potential into it. So this product is a karate pots and pans set non-stick pan. And then the sellers in this product is only two, and the price is $80. The parent level sales is 1,154. Is in sales is 826, which is really low. And then the parent level revenue is zero, and then the ASIN revenue is $66,000. And this is actually pretty decent. And then the BSR right here is kind of high. You would want it to be low. So if you don't know what this is the bestseller rank in Amazon. So the higher this is, that would mean that the product is not really doing that well because it is out of the ranking. So you want this to be really low, like somewhere around 100, 200, or 300. I think that would be decent for beginners. So as for this one, this is really high, and the reviews here are pretty good. It's 4.5 with some room for improvements, and there are 431 reviews. So this actually, I would want to consider this product actually. So you can click here on the three dots, and then you can click on add to my list if you'd want to save that, and you can view that later on if you'd want to. As for this one, we're just going to go for more products because we only have one, and we can just settle at that because we haven't looked at the other products yet. So this time, we'll now be going to the keyword section in Blockbox. So we'll be using keywords for this one, and then we can now search up the search volume, monthly revenue, price, review count, review rating, and a word count. So these are your basic filters, and you have your advanced filters right here. So for the search volume is that I'm going to go for a minimum of 2,000. I think that is a pretty decent search volume that I think the products would still be relevant in that space. And yeah, I think 2,000 would be great. And then the monthly revenue right here, I'm going to go for 7,000 this time. And then the price is, again, $20 minimum. And then the review count, same thing, 100, and then 700 for this one. And then the review rating maximum is 4.5 again. And then the word count, I don't want to set that. And then we have some more advanced filters, and you could even go for the BSR. So I'm just going to go for a minimum of, let's say, 100 right there. And then you want to click here on search. And here it is. We actually got 200 plus keywords found. So I think that is quite a lot for us to go through. And the reason for that is that we didn't have any categories in here. So the search was really generic. And as you can see, the keywords here are very random. Like this one is a poster stand. The next one, we get Bluetooth glasses, and then chest, freezer, organizer bins, and so on. This is great if you'd want to go for a broad targeting or you don't have a specific niche in mind. So in here, you'd now be able to see the search volume, which is really great, really high, and the price in here, the monthly sales is 1,000, and the monthly revenue is this one in 30 days, and the BSR is actually quite high, and then the title density, and then the review right here. So this is a great one. So this one is actually a really great one right here, 4.4, which is a really good review, but still had a lot of room for improvement. So this one, I think I like the poster stand right here. So I'm gonna go and you can click here on view in Amazon if you'd want to, and then you'd be able to search on that, as you can see, and then you'd be able to see the products on what is currently doing well in this specific keyword. And yeah, you can do that. And then we also have some others right here, like the scoreboard, the mid-century modern dresser, and let's see if anything catches my eye right here. And I think the poster stand was the best one right there. And you could also filter this by price or monthly sales uh, search volume, by the way, if you want to. Like, for example, I would want to go for the highest search volume. I'm going to go and search volume right here, click on that, and it will now filter out based on the highest to lowest right here. So I'm going to click it again so that I would now be able to refine it. As you can see, this one is too high for us, so I don't want that. I think we would really need to narrow down. So we're going to go into the categories, and we're just going to go for the cooking categories right here, which is the one that we did earlier, which is the home and kitchen and kitchen and dining. And from here, we're going to click here on search. So as for this one, we still get 200 plus keywords found. So here it is. So there are still a lot, but this time our results are now specifically for kitchen niche, which is great, which is what we wanted based on our category. Basically, the essence in here is that you want to keep refining your filter right here until you narrow it down, or you find your results right here that really clicks with you or picks your interest, and that way you'd be able to find your winning product. So yeah, you want to keep doing this again and again. And then another thing is that we'll be using the products now right here, the product section here in black box, and we'll be searching specifically for a product now. So now to find a product, we would need to answer these questions. So in the Amazon.com marketplace, we can choose a category. So again, we're going to go in the cooking niche. So I'm going to go for, where is it? Home and kitchen. And then kitchen and dining. You could also go for the drop down if you want to be more specific under home and kitchen. You can select specific categories if you want to. But in my case, I'll just select all of them. Next is home and kitchen that needs improvement range. So I'm gonna go for some right here, some improvement, and then where the competition is, I'm gonna go for let's say we're a beginner, so I'm gonna go for low, or you could go medium at best. So I'm just gonna go for low for really safe one, and then I'm gonna go for, I want to sell my product for the price range, so I'll go for 30 to 100. And with a monthly revenue of at least 1,000 to 10,000. I think this one is great right there, and click on search. You could also go for advanced, by the way, if you don't want to. So this is a more advanced filter right here. Now let's go back and click here on search, and let's see what Blockbox has for us. And here it is. So these are now the products in here that is specific to the filters that we did, which is right here. So actually the reviews right here is really low right here for the filter, but that is because we used the simple filter right there. And now we see this product, so we can see their category BSR, and then the price, the parent label sales, ASIN sales, parent level revenue, and so on right there. So just basically want to look for the product and see if anything catches my eye right here. And this one is doing $56 per price, and then the ASIN sales is actually pretty low at this point. So actually I'm just gonna go for the ASIN sales right here, and I'm gonna go for click on that, and then it's now gonna organize the ranking on the ASIN sales specifically. And now you could also go scroll sideways to view more information. So if you press the arrow keys on your keyboard, you could do this. As you can see, you could view more information on the right side, like the last year's sales, which is pretty important, the weight, and then the age, number of images, variation count, and so on. So yeah, this is the product section here in Blockbox. Now, let's try using the extension. So I'm just going to go into the extension right here and click on Browse Amazon Marketplace. And now in here, I'm just going to go search here in Amazon. Let's say cooking, again, cooking niche. And then from here, we should now be able to see our extension right here doing its job. So from here, is that we will now be able to see the average BSR on this niche, and then the average price, and then rating, and then the top 10 products with revenue with $5,000 at least. and then the under 75 reviews. Now in here is that I would want to click here on analyze products. Now we're gonna have this pop up, and from here you'd now be able to see that we have this BS indicator right here, which is bestseller. So this is one of the best products in this niche. So you could try and see if you could compete with that, and you'd have to worry about the competitors in this because it's a best product, so probably there are a lot of competitors in there. So if you're a beginner, then I suggest that you go for a slightly lower ranking product right there, so that you'd have less competitors and more chances of winning and actually making some good money on that product. So we can just scroll sideways and let's see, we have the reviews right here. So there are a lot of reviews already. So it's 19,000, 75,000, 117,000, and so on. So yeah, this is a really popular product, but that's also considering that we are also in a very popular niche, which is cooking. So let's just select one of these products right here. Like for example, we are interested here on the top 5. You want to click on that, and now it will now prompt you to the product page that is this one right here. So this is the top 5 for this niche, and then you will now be able to see the 13-day revenue right here, but it's currently blurred for now. So I would have to consume my credits for that to unblur them. But yeah, this is where you'd be able to see the details of the product right here using Helium10. So this is a great way for you to be able to judge if this product is actually worth pursuing, or if you really want to pursue this one right here. And yeah, so you could also see their ASIN right here, which is important. And then next is you have the other information that you could view right here. You could even click here on the box on the product, and from here you could analyze the reviews. So you can select one ASIN to analyze product reviews for customer sentiment. You can run Cerebro. So this is a feature on Helium10. This is basically a powerful reverse ASIN lookup tool designed to help Amazon sellers uncover the exact keywords their competitors' products are ranking for. So you can use this for keyword metrics, competitor analysis, optimized listings, strategic advertising, and many more. But the thing is, it is only available on the premium or paid plans, and specifically on the diamond plan. So I wouldn't be able to use this as of now, but yeah, this is a really great feature. So make sure to use this if you have the paid plan on your Helium10 account. So that's it. So yeah, this is basically the extension right here on what you could do. You also have the run listing analyzer, save product idea, and then a delete button for the results right here. And yeah, that's it for this simple tutorial for beginners on how you can find winning products by using the black box and the Chrome extension in Helium10. So make sure to use the link in the description to get exclusive deals if you'd want to get a paid plan on Helium10. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.